What's up, guys? What's up, world?
My narrativizing mind is very active.
It's this invisible frame of reference that you carry in your head.
Life presents all sorts of adversity, and some adversity doesn't feel like adversity. It's sneaky.
Could I interview you for my space gas?
What the hell is going on here?
Banner O'Crane, you absolute legend, beauty. I'm so thankful to be up here doing a podcast with you at Shambhala Music Festival, day 3. It's day 8 for me. But I want to start this podcast with saying thanks for being my friend. Thanks for being a great leader figure. I look up to you, and I know you've told me you look up to me too, and I love that. And then you're so crazy, and your videos are good too.
I am nuts, and I think all the same things about you. I think I look up to you like a brother to me. I'm happy you're here because you feel like a safe space for me. And I've never been in the safe space stuff before, but I'm starting to understand it now. I'm like, some people are safe spaces because I've had a lot of chaotic people in my life, but the fact you're here and I'm here, it makes me feel like I got like a granddaddy Wook guiding me through the festival.
I really feel like I'm from here. If there was any religion that I had, it would be kind of this. Like if I had any religion going on, it's been the last kind of 10 years.
Like wubby dubstep would be like a religion to you?
Nah, like being at Shambhala. And
you have a specific stage
together. Though? You got like dance leaders, they're DJs, or they're like our favorite leaders. And then when we know them, we have trust, we look up to them. We're all going around them and surrendering ourselves to them in trust of the leader. And we all dance to their rhythms. It's so, and you know what I thought with DJ Sticky Buds? DJ Sticky Buds is jamming.
The guy's a legend.
And I was talking to a guy beside him. I'm like, man, this is like a lion pride or like a ape pride, because if that guy slips at all, like I'm gonna take his place. Like he has to stay sharp. That's why he's up there, because he's the sharpest. He's the dominant of us this year right now. And if he slips, like I'm here to make him have pressure.
Okay, I feel like
to push himself.
I feel like if he slips, you're gonna like one up him. You're gonna be on top of Pagoda next year because your music slaps, and they're gonna let you DJ on the roof. You're gonna be on the roof throwing down some dirty shit. You're gonna have to be up there because it's pointing at the ground, it's slapping the ground. The bass is so heavy from the shit you produce. It's like you're gonna be on the roof, Pagoda. I see it. You're hitting me, but you're blowing my mind with this leadership stuff because these guys, they are leader mentalities. You see them up there, the way they're getting the crowd going, the way they're working everyone's spines with those vibrations. That's a leadership mentality for sure. They're guiding us in the wubs and the dubs.
But you're a leader too, right? But I find
I'm becoming one
quite often, but I surrender myself to. I'm like, once I know and I trust, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll be a slave to that. I'll chill.
Yeah, I find myself serving people a lot more because of this festival. Being more selfless, caring. Like, for example, I have the Sun Clipper here today. It's a 1991 32-foot Sun Clipper with a Cummins diesel engine.
Give me some of this.
It's very accommodating. I have some friends in here. People find safe space in this place. They're all in tents, cooking in the heat. They're like little Twinkies in tents. They're horrible. They're just having a horrible time when they're outside of the base. So they're in their tents. And then they're like, I'm going to come in the Sun Clipper and chill. And I'm going to charge my phone because this guy's got power. He came planned. He came giving people a safe place to trip right out. Like
we would live though without power. We have lived a long time without it.
Totally.
And
I like to be comfortable.
Be okay.
I know, but I like to be comfortable, and that's definitely something I have to work on.
We brought ourselves to this level of comfort.
Oh yeah, it makes me very weak sometimes. Also makes me strong in other ways, like leadership position. But as far as my own self-comfort, it's like I can't even I go in there and I drop too much acid, and I'm freaking out and running away. I'm running away from the crowd. I'm like, these people are scary. The bass is intense. Fives was slapping last night, drum and bass with a lot of that wubby stuff. And I'm just like, this is heavy, intense. I'm into it. I'm throwing my shoulders. Whipping my head. People are around me. They're vibing. Sexual energy is very tight, and I'm like, I should get out of this crowd and go trip out by the river. Went to the river, seen a guy dressed as a clown, tried to sell me drugs. Almost took them, but you never buy drugs from a stranger at the river. And then I found myself running through the crowd screaming. It was cool. I wasn't really screaming, but I was in the rafters. Wubby-dubby.
What are we doing here, dude?
We're freaking out. we're freaking out. That's what we're doing. Everyone here is a freak, and I love it.
You think there's more people than last year, for sure.
Apparently they sold 5,000 more tickets. That is the rumor going around. Could be an old wives' tale. But it would seem like the stages cannot take the capability of the people that are here. These people are dirty. I'm dirty. You're dirty. We're all greasy people having a good time raging. And we get in there and they play some heavy shit. Like Excision last night, or Grizz. Grizz is taking a break for a bit. It's one of his last festivals. And he threw down so hard. There's so many people here. You couldn't even get a spot in there. People were pretty aggressive. But I feel like if you were to say, hey, man, you're being a bit nuts, and you're taken by the shoulder and like, listen, I love you, but you're being crazy, you're not respecting people's space. I feel like they'd be like, oh, okay, sorry, but they just get so caught up in the music. I was getting caught in the music, but I keep a tight formation. You know, I learned a lot from Vega Boys back in the day, Aqua, you know, the early stuff, and you keep tight formation, flail one arm up. Crowds are around you. Flail your arms up. Wacky whale, inflatable two-man. Wacky whale, inflatable two-man. That's what you have to do. And these people are just, they're throwing their backpacks around and moving their body left to right. They're not doing it. They're not doing it right. And they're very disrespectful of space. But that was Saturday night. That's the wubbiest night of them all. Tonight's Sunday night. And I feel like Sunday night is going to be a little more peaceful like Friday night was. But depends on the blend of the sauce, really. Well, what are you taking? What are you doing? Where are you at? You know? Are you on 4 tabs of acid? Because this is not the right place for that.
I'm not on 4 tabs of acid. Okay. What have I had? I had some CBD to like lower inflammation.
What CBD is it like? Is it like a form of meth or something?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Canadian built designer meth.
Oh.
Canadian built designer.
Of course.
CBD.
Look at this bus back here.
Dude, I think I had a shoulder injury and a foot injury, and when I started taking this full spectrum CBD, without doing anything but dancing at Sonic Bloom Festival, my muscles healed. I don't know what's going on.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yeah.
I just have to check. Well, Colin, I think going forward with this podcast, we should start getting into the old Sweet Mac sauce here. This is a blend I came up with on my very own. Weiser's whiskey with Coca-Cola Zero. We want to eat the Coca-Cola Zero because it doesn't harm the planet. It's better for your body.
I think there's probably some witchcraft that happens, or some may say fuckery. When you...
Oh, fuckery's afoot.
When you...
fuckery is afoot.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you, this is all fuckery. This whole thing, the tents, the people, the costumes, the slappy stages, it is just absolute fuckery in its finest form, and I love it. I wouldn't want it any other way. When
you have sugar, and it might not even have sugar in it, or like something tastes sweet, I think that might fuck up the body.
That's what we're doing here. We're not taking care of ourselves, but we're taking care of the wubby dubs. So.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
You
are good. You are eternally good. Someone's phone going off. Jesus Christ.
Could you guys just disconnect your phones and connect back to nature here?
Thank you.
Hey, what's your name?
Oh,
hi, Aaron. I like your ears.
Is that your phone?
Cool. Maybe I'll see you down there when we finish up here. See you around.
A lot of love.
A lot of love here. I think these people are they're fun. They're in touch with their inner child, a lot of them.
What have you learned here?
What have I learned?
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's a great question. I have learned that this festival is a marathon. It is not something you're coming and you're getting destroyed. Don't get me wrong. But you're getting destroyed in proper time slots. You're getting rest in the night when it's cool, and you're trying to beat the heat. And I have not been doing that. So here's the thing. I've learned that people are really cool. I've learned that people have a lot to teach you. And if you're going to learn things, it's here. And the main thing I've really learned is that my artistic passions, like videography and photography, that I've been doing on this trip, this is the place to do it, to work on your artistic creations. That's what this whole thing is. It's a conglomeration of just people and their artistic talents. And that blows my mind. And that's what brings people here. People that want to be creative and they want to inspire others and lead them are here, and we're all taking a little piece of it. And when we leave here, we have that value, and we take other people's knowledge out of here and gain wisdom from it.
Dude, there's so many of us here, probably for so many different reasons. And what you said really rings true, like with me, and I guess we're hanging out. But I bet some people, like, they're just such a different breed. They're just really down with the vibrations and follow them. Like, they're squirrely, maybe hunched back always, and just fuck getting it. Love this. Look, and they just follow it. And we need those people as
Like
leaders.
that's what I see every night in the crowd. I look at someone, I'm like, this guy's having a bad trip. So I look at him, and it does one or two things. It either helps them, makes them laugh, and be like, wow, other freak, cool. Or they freak out, run to the stage screaming, and they go hide in their tent. I hope that it's the first one, but I think that base specifically gets the second one done pretty well too.
Can we have some?
Yes.
Please.
On camera?
Yep.
I'm not cutting this.
In
out.
this video, we're not trying to do anything illegal or condoning doing anything illegal. There is nothing illegal happening, and we don't condone illegal activity.
So I bought this baking soda off a guy here.
Yeah.
It's either baking soda type S or type C. So whatever happens next.
Isn't it Arm & Hammer?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what type it is though. So whatever happens next, buckle up. It's going to be a good time. If you made it to the end of the podcast,
So
you're my guy.
honestly, you can use baking soda at Burning Man. Either the dirt is alkaline, but it's acidic. Baking soda is acidic. And you spray your inside of your nose with a mixture of baking soda and water, and it helps make your nose not cracky and like burnt up from the alkaline dust. The dust there is like really, really old. You know what I think about? Burning Man is this giant like flower, and we go there and we get pollinated because
Whoa.
we go there and have fun and we love it.
We're bringing the dust up here, you're saying?
Love pollen and honey, or like the sugar of a flower, but then pollen and their seeds stick to them. Dude, the dust from Burning Man sticks, goes in us, we shit it out other places.
Whoa.
We all go and we spread the alkaline dust across the world.
Are you saying we're animals on this planet contributing to spreading the seed of nature? First of all, that is what you're saying. Second of all, who's bringing this pollen down to Burning Man?
The dust is millions of years old. That's why it's so beat up.
Amazon rainforest?
And it's so it's like powdered sugar. No, Burning Man's in Black Rock, Nevada.
No, I'm saying like maybe the forest brings it up. And, like,
Did you hear about the Amazon having like ages of topsoil that shouldn't be there? It was put there by a generational permaculture. Did you ever hear about that?
No.
So in the Amazon, there's a topsoil layer which makes it grow so thick. That
So
was
thick.
put there. It wasn't supposed to naturally be there. So they believe that people were there and permaculture creating soil, a thick, healthy soil, and that's their farm. That's their farming. That's leftovers of their farming is the biggest rainforest.
Fascinating.
How sick is that?
That's friggin' cool.
Big shout outs to Joe Rogan. Really thankful for your inspiration. Did he help you work out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, during the pandemic, he's going on about all this stuff and the health, and everyone's like, shut that man up. You get him vaccinated now?
Yeah.
Turn that man off. Cancel him. He's telling people too many good things about their bodies. Don't listen to him. He's not a role model. He's not completely jacked and like into MMA.
Say goodbye to the sun.
Bye, son. I
Happy
love
Sunday.
you, but you have been really, really hard to deal with lately.
Happy Sunday.
That sun is on more acid than this whole festival combined right now.
Dude, girls that are have tall, flat bellies, I'm very into.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about my trip last night.
I've noticed that with you.
Hey.
They're cool. That's funny you say that because I've kind of picked up on that.
Oh, wow.
I've seen the chicks you've been with. They got tall, flat tummies or whatever you're saying.
Yeah, they're like gazelle-like.
Yes. They're gonna trample you.
Or be
Your
able to
heart.
jump over some small bushes.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, they're evading you all the time, right? That's like the chicks that evade you is what you're saying. Because antelope, they evade, and you're like
Run,
a predator.
baby.
You're like a tiger in the jungle. Where's that?
I'm gonna set the timer. You run. Okay?
Hey?
And she likes it. They like being chased.
Yes, as long as it's playful.
Yeah. Oh, it's playful.
There are guys here that do not respect women's space.
Oh my
We're
God.
not those guys, but there are guys like that. Come here. I want to dance with you.
So
She doesn't want to dance with you, bro.
on the dance floor, Grizz, super packed, the most packed Fractal Force has ever been. And I've been feeling like I self-judge myself on the mushrooms I take. When I judge others because I think they're running into me or they're aggressive, I just instantly think that's a reflection of me and what I don't like about myself. Like, when I feel as if they are bumping into me and things, I do that. So then I forgive. And
Yes.
just as aggressive as people are and want to be somewhere, dude, I do the same thing. We are the same people.
Funny that you say that, because last night, that's the exact thought in my head. I'm going through the crowd. I'm like, this is psychedelic, of course. We're on psychedelics. Walking through a crowd, a lot of people. And I'm thinking, they're bumping into me. I'm like, oh man, look at all these people, they're twacked. And I'm like, man, these people really have no respect for space. And then I'm like, am I reflecting? And I thought of that last night. Am I reflecting? Because I always ask myself, when I have a problem with others, is it just me reflecting and seeing something in them that I have in myself that I'm also capable of? Which, I mean, for sure I am. I do keep my tight formations, but I also bump into people. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of energy, a lot of drags, and there's a lot of bass. Wobby-dubby. It's everywhere. Heavy house. You want to go see drum and bass, it's there. Anything you want, it is here. Everything.
Except for psytrance, dude.
Everything
Don't say
you
that.
want is here. Except water. Where is the water?
Water, there's a tank over there. They're actually doing a pretty good job of filling it, but you got to get it while it's cold. Or you got to get it while it's hot, some people say.
It bakes in the sun quickly.
It is covered, but I mean, no, people go get it quickly.
3,000 books line up in that thing as soon as they dump it, and I go up there, I'm like, just want to get a water bottle, get some water in me. They're like, nope. I'm like, you know what, I got Coke Zero, it's fine. The Coke Zero's way healthier.
Oh, hell yeah.
Comes from cocoa plants down in Mexico. Totally great stuff for you. Don't listen to me, I'm crazy.
So last night, absolutely busy. And why? Because Grizz is fucking dope, dude. When Grizz started making music, and everyone's like, hey, Grizz, have you heard Grizz? Have you heard Grizz? The reason I think he's amazing is because, and don't let this be fooling you, I think he's been pushed up as an image. Like, just like ghost producers, managers, there's such a team behind him. When you listen to his music, he has many horns, many instrument players, many singers. Na 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 da 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 da.
Like Astrofunk.
And
so sick.
You have to have a team of people who can play those instruments. I mean, he probably can. He's multi-instrumental. So, thank God bless Sun Gong. As Grizz started putting out music, electronic music, people are like, have you heard him? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what do you think? I'm like, it's the best music there is. It's orchestral, it's storytelling, it's jazzy, which means individual storytelling, as well as chords in the background. There's that's an individual story on top of
It's building up to a story. You're saying like it has a climactic point and a come down.
And then we're in a time and space where electronic music needs to be big, gritty, heavy, and he hits it too. And to put all those people together, like orchestra people and the electronic wub bouncy shit, that's why that fucking place was full. But we're all praising one dude, and he will give respect, and he won't thrive unless he's a good guy, because he would have to respect all the people who's helped him along the way. But and I'm sure he does, and he loves those people. But it's not just him, and we can be confused. Like Grizz, all the pressure to perform ends up on him, but it's a team of guys that depend on him. And they're so good that they filled the Fractal Forest more than it's ever been filled.
Oh yeah,
2023.
Yeah, 2023. People were wild. I feel like the amount of headliners on last night, there's no other way you could have really done it. They had to separate it through other stages and have them overlap each other so they could move the crowds out, because they sold so many tickets. So many people are here. So many people are excited. But the headliners last night, we had Grizz, we had Excision, we had Vibes, we had
You went
Dead
to
Mouse.
Excision, eh?
Yep.
Tell me about it.
Actually, no. Hold on. No, I didn't go to Excision.
Oh,
I went to Vibes. Had my mind blown.
Vibes with a PHIBES.
So I'm ADHD. I have ADHD, whatever that is these days.
You're smarter than other people. You think faster.
Sure.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
People can't keep up.
I look into the future a lot. I'm not going to say I can predict the
think
future, but I'm
faster.
planning out, and I'm looking ahead. And then that night, sitting there, hello, I like your shades. Dope. Happy Shams.
You're probably beautiful. I just can't see you.
Mystery. She's like Batman, but Batwoman. See you around.
See ya.
This is I get nervous when I talk to girls. My voice cracks.
Yeah, man, let's get into that. Okay.
Hold on.
Why?
What was the last note we were talking about?
We were
The amount of people?
Vibes. We were talking about
Vibes.
village,
ADHD. Vibes.
ADHD. You think more fast than people?
Yes, holy shit, vibes. The drum and bass with the wubby dub and this, I'm the guy that's throwing the shoulders. I'm learning this thing, and you told me about this years ago, which is hilarious, because when I first started getting into these things, I was pretty sheltered. I'm out there, but I was like, to this scene and to the wokeness of it all, I was fairly sheltered. And I remember you saying, we're selling vibrations to people. As DJs, we sell vibrations to people. It goes up their spines. It's a symbiotic relationship, and it flows through their bodies. And I'm like, you're like, the PKs help that happen. The sound quality and the bass. And I'm like, now I listen to you, and it rings to mind every time. Now all of a sudden I'm this good dancer. Maybe I'm not good,
Yes.
but my body feels good. When I'm in that crowd and I'm dancing, my body's flowing, my spine, my arms are whipping. I'm crazy.
Don't think about dancing. When I was around people
Yes.
thinking of how they look and how they dance, they are, that's how you think about entering a bad trip too. I catch myself having substances and thinking about how I am dancing or thinking about how it's affecting me. That then separates me from who I am and what I am at that time. I am psychedelically tripping on either like mushrooms, ketamine, whatever. And I have to feel me now. Yes, the wall's moving. Yes, it's not stable. I can't see it well. It's not like
What wall
I
is
wish
moving?
I could see the wall because usually I could.
Hold on, I lost you. What wall is moving?
So what I'm saying is, in the nights where I have self-judgments of, and what brings me pain and discomfort, relating to people not being free dancing or like potentially thinking too much about dancing, which stops you because you think about how you look and think about how you should move to some. No.
You don't want to fit in here. You want to fuck off is what you want to do.
A way to move is to feel. And then I'm noticing when I'm on a substance, how I feel is different from usual.
Hold on. These guys. Hey, turn that off. We're body. Hey, sorry, bro.
I love you.
No, right off.
Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
So sorry.
These guys are assholes.
Really sorry.
Yeah, I'm actually really sorry. Sick. Are you on a whip it right now?
When I'm on the substance, I can feel the difference between how I would usually see something and then, okay, so you're looking at a mushroom that's glowing, but then it rises from the mushroom itself. That's not actually happening. And then when you judge and say, I wouldn't be seeing this unless I was high, that's a bunch of thinking. No, what you do is channel, see the mushroom float.
You're freaking
Float
me
with
out.
it.
You're freaking me out.
How?
I don't know. I just trying to comprehend that.
Does that, well, it's a way to become one with the moment and with how you are in the moment as you're high. So back to the moment in dancing, feel and don't think about your ego or what you look like or how you should move. You feel into the motion. Touch the sound vibrating. It vibrates on rhythm. If you touch the sound vibrating, you are going to dance on rhythm.
Okay, so some people who are new to this stuff might not understand what we're saying, but what we're saying is basically when those PKs are slapping, you can feel the night. You never heard a song in your life, and you're hearing it for the first time. Your body already knows the vibrations. You're feeling them. You're flowing through it. You don't even need to know. You just feel it coming. You got a bit of wisdom in you, but the bass and your spine, they're
I feel
connected.
like we could talk forever. This guy, I met him in Australia. He was way bigger.
That's a dope place.
Way bigger.
Never been.
Dreadlocks. He looks like he's so wise now. I thought he was a guy who looked like a guy, but he was a father. And
He was a guy that looked like a guy, but he was a dad?
He's one of the chefs. And,
Okay, father funk or like father dad?
Dad.
Oh, your dad.
Dad. I'm looking up to this guy
God.
like he's dad. We're nearly the same age. I met him in Australia, and we finally realized when I had this act of kindness. He said he made a mixtape, and I'm like, man, you want to use my mixer anytime? And then that act of kindness made him think, I know you, man.
Happy Sean's, fellers.
We're in the kitchen. I'm volunteering in the kitchen. So we finally recognize each other. What he tells me is he's an instrumentalist, and when he hears the song, he already knows what's going to happen because he's a musician. So what I understand is he's a jammer. He knows that when people jam in key or when rhythms come, usually the same rhythm comes and then a changing point will happen. I'm not in firm belief that he knows what's happening already, but I started talking about this because we were talking about people dancing and connecting to the music, and there's some sort of relation there. How I had a guy tell me he knew what was going to happen already to the music.
Was that me?
Are you okay?
Am I okay?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, yeah. I'm great.
Special K.
Special K.
Can I have some of that?
Oh, you want some Red Bull? Sugar
Chemicals.
is good for your soul. Chemicals, drink it.
So,
hold on. Who told you this? Was it me that told you? Or like, this is another guy told you the same thing I just told you?
You brought it up. The feeling vibrations and understanding rhythms, or like for people who don't you said for people who don't understand something, bass and feeling it, that brought up a memory of this guy who I met here, who I know from Australia.
Oh, yes.
Didn't know that we knew each other. Finally knew that we're connected. We're both DJs. We're both musicians. He is a multi-instrumentalist, and he tells me he feels...
It was definitely me. Come on up.
Get on up here.
Get on the podcast. Way over there?
Yeah, way over
I always forget, like, that is, like, that's far. Like, I'm like, I gotta walk back to the festival. I'm like, this is far. And then I'm like, that's even farther.
It's not the worst, but it's like a 20-minute walk.
It's the dust. The exercise is great. The dust that you take in going there is like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like by the time I shower and walk back, I'm already fucking dusty again.
No wonder why there's so many moths here.
Yeah.
They're just living in the dust. They like the lights, though.
Yeah, they do. I mean, if you look up, they're just fucking everywhere.
I know.
Dude, I'm
cool,
glad
dude.
you're here.
Huh?
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm
glad
you guys
made it
are
up
here too. Dude,
Yeah.
it's fucking sick up here. You can get a whole view
And
of
by
everything.
up here, I mean also
Take a picture,
north
man.
From
Minnesota?
Yeah. Have a look for a podcast at Shambhala after this, and you might be in it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like probably the only podcast getting done here right now. I don't know.
He makes...
You guys are doing a podcast right now.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast. Yeah.
He does...
I'm fucking dead.
He does a lot of videos. I do a lot of music, so you'll be able to tag into both of those when you're in the video.
Yeah, when you're in there, just tag yourself in it.
Cool. Good
If you
shit.
see it, you'll probably see it. I did a video last year, had like drone shots and shit. It was so cool. You might have seen it. I don't know. If you've watched any of Sean's videos, you've probably seen it.
I probably have.
Because there's like 3 main ones, and like mine was like the one that was just like lasers, drones, people tripping out, rolling in the dust, like moths. It was fun.
People learn from this place. We're so lucky to have the Canadian people are pioneer people, and they build things. They're creators. They come from many different lands and collaborated. We're all made of different shit. Same with Americans, but we're tougher because we deal with more cold.
I agree with you.
So we're creating this, and people are getting all the ideas from it.
Yeah, it's true.
It's fucked.
Bring shit over America.
It's
What are
amazing.
you gonna do?
No, it's just different.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to meet you guys.
Love you, brother.
Cheers.
Nice to meet you. All right.
Buddy was, I met him in the kitchen, and he was telling me that he knows what's going to happen already before it happens. And I'm open to it as a DJ because I understand rhythms too. And if you can follow rhythms, you can actually kind of preemptively know. But
No one ever told me that. I found that out on my own, and that I'm glad that we have this connection in this idea now, because a lot of people won't understand that unless they've experienced it, and no one ever explained to me. So it's nice to be able to explain this to people, because when I'm out there, it's like you can hear a set you never heard, and people think you know the artist. They're like, "Oh man, you like this shit, eh?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "So you listen to this guy much?" I'm like, "No, never heard him before." They're like, "What?" I'm like, just throwing to the vibrations in natural symbiotic form. That's all we're doing here.
I think that's really important, keeping open like that. We were talking about groups and separating from groups because it's important to learn new stuff. If you're staying in your group, you're creating a dynamic of isolation. You're creating a thought dynamic that is the same. If you don't involve others or communicate with others or leave your group, collect information, and come back to your group, you're not bringing anything new to the table. You're an echo chamber And most often than not, any echo chamber, if it's pool parties, you can have too many pool parties. I'm so broke, I've bought 19 pools in the last year.
19?
Yeah.
19 pools?
Or you can have
19, you've had 19 pools in the last year.
You hang out with people and you eat too much all the time. Or
hold on, have you actually bought 19 pools?
Oh, God. No.
Take those glasses off. Let me look on you with my own eyes.
Are your pupils tiny?
David Earl Jones, Darth Vader, Luke,
yours?
the end of Return of the Jedi,
Are tiny.
Anakin redeems the whole thing, balances the Force, which he really doesn't. But
I really know that you like Star Wars. Hey, everybody. I know that you like Star Wars. I'm keeping these on because they're fucking hilarious.
Everyone watching this likes Star Wars. If they don't, I'm surprised. If there is anyone that doesn't. I hate Star Wars because...
When you told me that Star Wars, like, all the relations you do with Star Wars and politics, I fucking love it. It's real.
Execute Order 66 and get vaccinated.
Dude, what's going on with 13C? Bill 13C.
Bill C11.
C11, what the fuck? What do you know?
Well,
Joe Rogan read it out with fucking Duncan on the 2000s.
There's been a lot of bills lately, and I've been a lot out of politics, and I've been, after the convoy, kind of shut down the tyranny a bit.
And it's okay.
Some people might disagree with that. That's fine.
Don't worry about it.
That's fine. I know.
You're doing way more than they are, cunts.
Yeah.
If they disagree with it, that's their own entertainment.
That's their own thing. They think that thing was meant to be. They can think it was meant to be. But here's the thing. After the convoy, I got a little into politics here, but the bills are wobbly. There's Bill C11, C18, Bill C21, whatever one it was. They passed this one where now the CRTC can kind of regulate YouTube. And they can regulate what kind of content can get
if you're a
Canadians.
Podcast creator on Spotify. Hello, everyone.
If they had this bill passed during the pandemic, and there was ill intentions during that pandemic, which there might not have been, there probably was.
Okay.
Tyranny was on the rise. But hold on, hold on.
I love you.
One more. You get me going. You're doing this to me. You want to start talking politics, man? Come on.
C11.
They are trying to put brainworms in us and take us to outer space. They're like, oh yeah, here's these hippies at Shambhala talking about Justin Trudeau and tyranny and, oh my God, communism. These guys, why don't they just go back to the Wook Forest and get wubby-dubby and not talk about Trudeau?
Dude, we don't
That's
need
our
to
Prime
do
Minister in
anything we're
Canada.
doing. Nothing needs to happen. As
You don't
long
like the guy.
When you are alive, you are alive. That's all. And we're fearing death. When we fear death, we do things. So we prepare. We're over-preparing, but we're fucking up our own ecosystem by over-preparing.
Mm-hmm.
Striking so much fear that someone's going to come after us that we fuck up our own ecosystem.
Hey.
Anyway, I say that lightly because if Justin Trudeau and shit were dancing here, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing, but what they're doing is destroying our nation and pulling us apart to gain more money.
Justin Trudeau at Shambhala.
Which the money loses its value when we all lose our health.
Justin Trudeau, yes. Justin Trudeau at Shambhala, the health thing, yes. Justin Trudeau at Shambhala, think about it. If I seen him out there, this is the kind of place where I'm like...
I would actually fucking...
I would party with him.
Hug him.
I would hug him like, dude, you need help.
Dude, there's no...
You're nuts.
No.
That's why he should be here.
No, I wouldn't judge him like that. I would be with him. I would ask him, do you need anything? Holy shit, you're Justin Trudeau. Do you need anything?
Really? You do that?
All the time. That's all that matters, dude.
I feel like I'd give him water. I feel like I'd be like, dude, come here. We're going to talk. You're here for a reason. And he's going to be like, yeah, I'm kind of tyrannical. I'm going to be like, okay, you're very chaotic. We're going to take you through some stages and some experiences, and you're going to come out of this and you're going to be the best prime minister on the planet because you came to Shambhala. That's what I feel like this place could do. And I say for somebody, maybe not him. I don't know. This is a tense subject for me because I'm like, I'd give the guy water. I'd put him on my table because I'm that kind of guy.
What would you do? What do you mean? Like, I don't know if it works hurting people. And then this is the tricky part.
It doesn't.
If it's a violent person and, like, shame on me for being like, hey, do you want water? And he pulls out a gun and shoots me. I hope he pulls out a sword and misses, and then I can pull out a sword and sword fight him.
Now, you won't have an equal playing
That's
field.
what state we're in at the time. But I'm not doing that. That doesn't create well-being. Cutting people in half with a samurai sword.
Oh my God, I love this conversation. This is getting nuts.
Okay,
Mark
what I
Henry?
heard about almost. C11?
Yeah, we have to go do interviews. We have some time for that, so let's cut this out in 20 minutes from now, 30.
Really?
Longer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Long-winded conversations.
We're going to have to get down in the filth when we get out there then. In the dark. I have a light to light people. If you want to film for me when I do the interviews, you light them, and I'm just like, welcome to Shambhala 2023. Why are you here? And it's just a moth. It's just a moth because
let's get some footage, yeah.
It's dark. We'll get footage.
Let's do it in really cool lighting spaces. We could do it inside of shacks. We could do it inside of, like lighting installations.
We can do it in the dark, you're saying?
No.
But no, like tonight when it's dark out,
The
we can.
moonlight.
Yes, we can light people. There's lots of
We
lights.
can go
here.
backstage. I'll flash them like this. We're taking interviews. We have the mic.
This is the official
We
Shambhala
should try
DJ.
once. No,
Mic
we
guy.
shouldn't. We shouldn't.
You should
They
tell
know
people
me
you're
here.
Grizz.
They know me here.
You should. Do you look like Grizz? I don't know what Grizz looks like.
So they get to be the judge of what Canadian content is and what being Canadian stands for.
The government does.
Within C11 bill, yeah. And
Yes.
I'm a podcaster in Canada, and then
Or C18?
the
I'm so confused.
like to negotiate with a big business like Spotify. Spotify is a big business, and it negotiates with Canada because it brings in revenue. Every country they bring in, but they have to oblige the rules of Canada. So Canada has a Spotify monitoring person now, and it's like, is this Canadian approved content? So if you do see or hear this, remember it, because maybe one day you won't be able to see and hear it freely because you're more free now than you may be. Unless you're freer later and you get to hang out with me because we're all connected to a CPU and we're the same people. Or, I mean, Mycelium Network's the same thing, sort of.
You're bringing awareness to this whole thing for YouTube, which is what we're putting this on, by the way. And what platform are you putting it on?
Spotify.
Spotify. I'm putting this on YouTube, if you allow me.
Anything, man.
Cool. YouTube is a great place. It's allowed me to be creative. It's allowed me to share. It's allowed me to work on my artistic passions and get me where I am today, which is a fairly free person that likes doing what I do. But it is under threat. YouTube in Canada is getting regulated by the government, and they're starting to introduce things that are pretty sketchy, and I don't like it. A lot of people don't like it. There's a lot of people telling you that we need to support Canadian content, but giving a government control over content and having them say what is Canadian, what isn't, that's not good. Because they tried to tell us during the pandemic, they're like, oh, that's getting vaccinated with a brand new vaccine that just came on the market. That is what Canadians do to protect other Canadians. That's what he would say. I'm like, you're telling me? Are you serious? I don't have any independent thought in this situation? No, if you don't get this vaccine, you are not Canadian. I'm like,
Man,
okay,
that
buddy.
was such a-
You want to regulate YouTube? Really?
Such a
Really?
fucking...
Come on! Fuck these people. Yeah, this guy. Fuck me.
Dude, it's so fucked how relevant that is and how we just forgot about it and how
Everyone's just
pushed
like, yeah, it
was.
never happened.
I fucking said my analogy before. I'm in a bar. Justin Trudeau's there. He's like, "Hey man, drink this." I'm trying to
He's in a
leave.
Twinkie.
I want to leave at some point. This is the analogy. The bar's Canada. I want to go to Mexico.
Hold on a second. Hey, can you guys quit shaking the motorhome?
I'm shaking it probably.
No, they're walking in and out of it right now.
You're not a bad person. The bar is Canada. Mexico. Oh, that shaking feels so good. Hello, tall sir. I was staring at you at the amphitheater when I first got here because I meet my brother there every year without a cell phone, and I thought you were my brother. Really? Yeah, dude. And that's why I stared the shit out of you. You had a cowboy hat on. And and you had a sleeveless thing just like my brother does, and I hope you guys meet each other. He is here.
He sees you. He sees you.
I see you.
This is like we're in the movie Avatar. We're just flowing. Connect our things with the animals.
Oh, God. How's your voice?
Hey?
Wet the whistle a little bit. How's that voice?
You know me, fucking Canadian res darts I've smoked? Zero tax. Justin Trudeau, you're not getting me there. Your communist tactics may work on YouTube. They don't work on my shitty darts that I smoke while I'm here. Bad for your health. Don't do it. Darts are horrible. But when you're here and you're breathing in all this dust, as you can see behind me, the dust is crazy. That's why there's so many moths here. Can I tell you the story about the moth? Can I interrupt this little thing to tell you about the moths?
There's no interruptions here. It is just all flow. Ebb and flow.
I'm dancing with my friend Sierra earlier, last Friday night. We're at the village, and the moths, the beams, the laser beams are pointing into the sky. They're trying to summon aliens, whatever's going on. And the moths, they're flying around. The moths are flying everywhere. You look up, and there are moths the size of pterodactyls in prehistoric times.
Yes.
And I'm looking up there. I says, I'm grooving, right? We're at Taboo. We're dancing at Taboo, and I says, Sierra, I says, you see those moths?
What's up? Sometime soon. Is that Flip?
Do you need drugs?
If you need drugs.
Yeah, we're doing drugs on my podcast.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? The chicken or the egg?
The kangaroo on whippets. Think about it. Come back wiser.
What came first, your mother or your father? Your mother should have came first.
Dope.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, come on up.
This is Tire Roaster's garage from Alberta in the Canadian Freedom Convoy. He's not in it, but
I did a YouTube video last year. I had all
a very helpful figure.
I've seen it, maybe not. But I had like drone shots and I had all this crazy
I'm not
shit
getting
of me
beer.
experiencing each
Oh,
stage
good luck.
individually.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Avoir un bon temps.
Yeah, man.
That's an awesome luxury in life, freedom to be able to come to places. Because this place in the Kootenays, I've always said that I've been coming to the Kootenays now for 10 years or 12 years, and Shambhala is my second year.
Yeah.
But I've always said it makes sense that this place and these freaks would assemble in this valley because the spark that ignited this thing is definitely a very core Kootenay vibe from what I've learned from this place the last 12 years touring these mountains. Yeah, it is a beautiful place. This guy's like literally, like they say Sasquatches are real, and I agree with them because this guy's literally a Sasquatch.
I'm so white, though.
I know, but like people are like really racially profiling Sasquatches these days, and you.
They're saying they're hairy.
I know, it's like you are hairy, but you know,
Barely.
not the way they show you and depict you in pictures. You're like this big scary beast, but you're not. You're this tall tree with beautiful hair. You're flowing. You're a sprout. You're growing, and we're out here just dropping acid. It's great.
Dude, I don't know who to thank for the collaboration of everything. Get loose, man.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, you get loose.
Yeah.
Tonight's gonna be a good night.
But
Last night was chaotic. Tonight's
spread
gonna be a
love
really good
every
night.
time.
Last night was didn't you guys feel that people were like fucking zooming, flying so fast?
Oh, I know. That's why I left.
Relax, guys. Like,
Yeah, they're banging into each other,
Yeah,
and
man, I'm like,
I was
chill,
zooming
guys.
at 4 in the morning.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, fucking, I'm out of the Grove, all calm down, like, you know, relax. I had a good trip. I'm walking past the village and everyone's just flying everywhere. But
It's not everyone, though, because there's DJs and there's
You're right.
staff
Not
and there's
everyone.
Most people.
many people in the
Most people.
tent.
I catch
Like,
myself with that too all the time. It's
and
like
we
not
can,
everyone, but
we're the viewers, and we can view that if we believe it more. We will find it better. We are hunters. We need to search for things, and if we choose to search for people who are upsetting us, we find them more.
well said. It didn't upset me. It just overwhelmed me at times because I guess of my trip.
Well, you need to man up, son.
hey, can I get you to come to this mic and say Shambhala? Shambhala, baby! Shambhala!
All right,
Thanks, man.
See you later, brother. I appreciate you. I was gonna say,
Shambhala, baby.
Happy
Shambhala.
Shambhala.
so I'm dancing with my friend Sierra at the village the other night, Friday night, and we're grooving out, and we look up, and the moths are in the beams. The beams are shooting the sky. There's 4 beams. There's 4 towers.
I've seen those.
A lot of moths, big ones, pterodactyl-sized prehistoric moths. They're dusty. And I said to her, Sarah, you see those moths up there? She's like, yeah. I'm like, they remind me of you. And she's like, what? I'm like, they're just dusty. They're just fucked. And she's like, wow. I'm like, yeah, they're fucked like you. They're just up there. And they're attracted to lasers. I don't know if they like the bass. I know they like the lights. They're dusty. Like this whole place, the dust attracts them because moths live in dust. They're like chinchillas with dust baths, except they're moths in the air with dust air.
Wait, what's a chinchilla?
A chinchilla is an Australian mouse.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't say that's the actual definition. If you go in the Webster's dictionary, it might say it's a little chupacabra that shifts through space and time and other dimensions. But in my opinion, they are a large mouse that has some cat-like qualities, but they're from Australia. That is Australia as an animal, as a matter of fact. Chinchillas and those Walboro things. Wobby boys.
Not to be mistaken with chimichurris or chimichangas.
What are those ones that hang from the trees? Koalas. They scream at you when they're mad. They're upset.
They do that.
They'll let you know. That's the thing. Like
Sloths,
you want
too.
you want to talk about vibrations? Koalas. That's what they'll scream like that at you. You're like, that guy's uncomfortable.
Fuck, dude. The fires in Australia and watching people save koalas and watching koalas burn and shit. Damn.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I cried really hard up
Yep.
Dakota, dude, because I was on a good bender of mushrooms, S-type, R-type, and I felt so pulled and connected to the earth, and everybody, it was going through my shoes. People talk about being grounded, and I felt energy like go down into the ground sometimes before with bare feet. and it was so strong it was going through my shoes, and it brought me to the unfortunate pain and death, destruction of a big Russian guy coming to kill me, and Ukraine and Russia.
Whoa!
And like, we're here dancing, and we don't give a fuck, and you're concerned with like wanting more money, wanting food, whatever it is. It's like
they're all here. We have everything we need. You said that the other day. We have everything we need right here, and then we're bitching about the stupid things in life. And there's people in wars right now, and there's people, and there's koalas that are having a hard time. We had a hard time, and we're sitting here bitching about the water and the toad.
You're not
that is true.
in a bunker and you can't move with no food because everyone else, you've been surrounded by enemy lines and they're looking for you, but they can't find you, but you have nowhere to go. And that's what they're doing with their time. And they have a little bit of ammunition, but what that means is they have to kill people. They don't have food or water, but they have ammunition to kill people. And the only way out is to kill people. And then like, it's dark and sad.
And the only way out of
the
there,
polarity to understand what truly is good, what is right, and how wrong we are. To understand stuff like that, to feel that pain, is to move towards a better direction.
Yeah, their way out is killing people. Our way out of there is just being like, that's enough, wubby dubs. And that's a very small problem to have. And Canada is a really great place. I urge more people to come visit Canada. I urge more people to do what I've done here, is just to experience this country, especially British Columbia. Traveling through here, I've been like, honestly, I don't even internationally travel. I've been to Mexico, I've been to the States a lot. But other than that, I spend a lot of time in this country because it is a free place. It is a beautiful place. Right now, our government is really, really bad.
Changing.
They're changing.
He's selling our ecosystem to China, which we buy China's stuff for cheap, which China is benefiting immensely. They're taking all of our goods and natural resources, turning them into junk. We buy them. We don't know how to build the goods ourselves. We extract our resources.
We don't even farm our own vegetables anymore. It's horrible.
Get this, man. One summer, cutting trees at Fairy Creek, you're a logger, and I allow you. You cut the trees, you get 200 grand, let's say. If you're fucking lucky at $50 an hour or whatever, 60. Fuck, give 80, whatever. $200,000 this summer. My God, that's great. You put it into a down payment of a house. You've just mowed all the trees. There's no more water coming from there anymore. And your $200,000 means nothing. You don't even have $1 million home. That's what houses cost. It's all bullshit.
You need that money again. You need it again and again and again and again.
You just killed yourself, and you've made other people money. You paid taxes on it. You bought the house, so they're getting money. They're gonna expect money from. How fucked is that, eh?
Sustainable logging would be nice, and everyone's like, sustainable logging is happening. It's like, no, it's not.
Not here.
Some places it is.
Some places it is here too. But
who are the tree planters, and how are they planting? And how dedicated are they? Who are they? How dedicated are their job? There's a lot of money, like kind of the commercialization of this place. You lose a lot of quality for quantity, and that's the logging industry in a nutshell. And what I seen in Fairy Creek, both sides of the argument there, what I realized where there's both people were wrong in their own ways, and the communication was really hard to get, and the premier was being very hard to deal with, and the company's being hard to deal with. But yeah, what they did in there, not cool. I loved that place. I loved walking through there. It was experience that I had walking through natural old growth that was still there and intact. And I remember you saying the old growth forests are very accommodating. Secondary growth forests are not very accommodating, and third growth forests are horrible. And now that I've been through and acknowledged all of them, I would say, yeah, those old growth forests are very accommodating. Barefoot, walking up trees.
Moss.
You're grounding.
Creek that is clean right there.
Yeah, it's spawning fish. It is beautiful. It is an ecosystem of its own, and they just tear it right out of there, and like, it will regrow.
Drink some water. Eat the mushrooms that are growing, that are digesting the old fallen branches or trees.
We need more houses in Vancouver. Sorry, buddy.
No,
we need more.
We want old growth furniture too.
Yeah, well, we want to cut down that big 800-foot tall tree, and we just want to use one slab of it to build a cool coffee table for a guy over in Korea. This could be so cool.
I hope you don't feel any, don't let yourself feel too bad from any way you take action. I think we're all leading by our example, and just in case you feel bad about driving cars and how I felt about carbon, listen
you
to
made
this
me feel bad about all my muscle cars and stuff.
by leading by my own example. I've never done anything. And recently, for Thanksgiving, Oh, Canada Day. Canada Day. What the fuck's that even mean? 155 years. Good on you, boys. Canada Day, go for a dinner. Meet a very big, funny, caricature. Hilarious, fun guy. Much potential because big men can move a lot. They're very helpful in our society. And I'm like, hey man, what do you do? Like, you're amazing. He's like, I work on the pipeline. I'm working on pipelines. I hold crews and work on pipelines. And that's how I have this. That's how I have this life. This is how I'm so happy. And it was so cutting, and I felt it. And I thought to myself, like, what's the point of ruining this? Why would I ruin my relationship? Like, I was already judging this person, and I was already like, he's a bad guy. And I'm just changing my thoughts. I'm like, no, he's not a bad guy.
What's up, dude? Nothing. He'll be around, mate. He'll be around. He's coming, mate.
He's ended up in the place he needed to end up in, and let him lead by example. Don't make him a fucking criminal, or he's gonna keep doing what he's doing more drastically. I forget where I'm even going with this. I'm just changing, like, the way I think about how people destroy the world around me. Well, I'm not going to do it, but I'm not going to judge people for it.
Well, there's a conversation to have about the amount of waste from a festival like this.
Oh, that's why. I'm sorry. I'm lining it back up. I'm so sorry. We are doing so good for what we're dealt with like some few hours of sleep. The reason, I fucking drive.
You drove here.
I drive. That's what I'm just shut myself up. I'm like, I judged him. He felt it. Energy transactions happen.
I drove a diesel motor.
Was less fun instantly when he said it, and then I caught it. I'm judging. I was mad at him. I'm like, you're the reason. And then I'm like, I fucking drove here. I can't talk shit. And just as we're here and we're talking about the forest being cut down and etc., I still live in a house. This stage is built. Like, I am supporting this. This is full of trash too. All the paper plates I'm using, all the wooden forks I'm using. Why am I not using one metal fork, one nice plate? Trash. Shambhala, I agree. I am the problem too.
Were your emissions less than the other guys that you judged, though? Because that's how we're rating things these days. How many likes you got on Instagram when you post a picture of your car? And were your emissions less than his? Because you drive a Tesla and you put out less gas emissions because it's electric. And that guy brought like a Cummins turbo diesel. Like this guy over here, he's got a Toyota Tacoma. If he brought that fucking thing,
undeniably,
he's worse than you because he spent way more on fuel. Way more.
Undeniably, if he didn't need to,
you're better than him.
He brought. He's consuming more. Undeniably, right?
Yeah.
And if I eat, you know what's fucked? I'm bigger than people and I eat more than people. And then what do I actually even do? I feel
your
like
carbon footprint is increasing here, big guy.
I feel like big and tall people are neglected in this society. We were born to be big and tall, to work with the land.
You think I'm big and tall?
Not be on computers. It kills us as big people.
Are you judging me for editing videos on a computer? Are you on a computer phone?
I want you to stand up and look away from the screen once in a while because it fucks your vision up. 20. Every 20 minutes, look away, goggles? 20 feet away for 20 seconds. I want to stand up more when I'm producing now. I want to shut my eyes more. I thought about it when I haven't even told you what happened to me yesterday, but I thought about it when I was tripping.
Oh, we were going to talk, yeah. Okay.
Eyes shut.
Yeah.
Blind people can see. Shut your eyes. Once you get used to, let's just say, could you fix it would be a fucking bitch, but could you fix a car blind? You know, you could change a tire blind. You see, you feel, and you create images. So I'm thinking, why let my eyes be damaged when I produce? Why don't I shut my eyes when I produce music? The only reason why is for observing new information. Like I would lack on missing new stuff where you can't touch it like a fucking screen. But once you know where everything is on the screen, you look, you see, you understand, you work it, close your eyes, move your mouse. It's hard for you to video, but with audio, you're purely listening. And if maybe I'm gonna produce a fucking EP called Eyes Shut. I'll have my eyes shut the entire time. That's sick.
And you have to flex that. You got to get up there and you got to flex that. You gotta be,
I'm
listen,
not trying to flex.
Eyes wide shut. We're
This
producing
just
some shit
came
here
out
that
to
you've
me.
never seen.
I'm
It's
getting
going to be horrible because I did not look. But since you know that I didn't look and that I produced it blind, you're going to be like, respectable for what the circumstances he was working under.
Eyes shut.
Eyes shut. Eyes wide shut. Wow, it's like that movie with what's his name that did that stuff. Oh my God, you're onto a thing here.
Who was that?
I want to say Shia LaBeouf, but I'm like also like I don't even know that's how you pronounce his name. He was in Transformers,
Dude.
and he was pretty important role in that movie.
Zooming way back to the chicken and the egg, but when I was seeing DJ Sticky Buds,
I seen him like a couple hours ago walk through the crowd.
I'm comfortable here because I've been here for 10 years. He's been 20 years.
He's a wook. He's been here a
No,
while.
30 years he's been coming.
Full blown wook.
2 generations higher. And
Top tier wook though.
I'm comfortable on this dance floor, and people look at me because I grew up on that dance floor. I mean, as a teenager, 17, dude.
You were here?
I was on that dance floor, and that's where I got inspired.
Still in
And that's where
diapers, just grooving.
I grooved through and learned to be free at
What was
17.
it like then? When you were 17, 15
People-
years ago, what was Shambhala like? Was it anything like this?
People actually, I think, touched more and interacted way more in the Fractal Forest, I think. And by way more, I mean maybe 20, 30% more. We're just out of a time where we were locked up for 2 years, and it was bullshit. So people were more free, but honestly, thinking about it as the man I am now, a 17-year-old around is so young, and they took full care of me. People didn't judge me. I was a 17-year-old boy fucking drinking beer.
I feel like when I'm here and I'm in that crowd,
doing laps in the Fractal Forest, dancing like crazy, dancing with, I don't even know how old people were, like everybody.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
people were touching me, and it was amazing. I felt so present.
I feel like the psychedelics when you're in there, like last night what I picked up on was that the core of the Kootenays, the core of this festival is here, and I pick up on that when I came here last year. First day experience, wrote it right out to the end. Same time this year, but last night I picked up on the past. I was like, you know what? I'm coming to this thing as an old soul, a wiser person than I have been before, and I come into this thing and I'm like, this, whatever this was, it is missing this element right now because people are disrespectful in there, and like we talk about being a reflection and whatever. I feel like I'm very respectful of people's space. I get people fun. I make sure they're happy. I make sure they're making eye contact.
Leading by example.
Exactly. That is a powerful presence. Yes. And I feel like that is going to come back here. I feel like they need to just get that security thing figured out in them long lines. They need to like open it up a bit more and maybe sell a few less tickets, or maybe make it another week long. Make it a 2-week thing so we can flow in. Imagine 2 weeks here. Chaos. We'd die. We would die.
I hope no one dies.
It's like Burning Man does BC pretty much.
So at the end of and during Sticky Buds, my comfortability and the reason why I'm traveling is because of Shambhala. Shambhala doesn't exist because of Sticky Buds. Sticky Buds is here because there's speaker guys, and there's this farm, and there's this earth, and there's the organizers. I'm working with 3,000 volunteers. Are you
friggin' kidding me right now?
Kidding me. So he's there. I'm keeping him on his fucking toes because I'm gonna take his place, but only to bring the best vibrations to the people that they need and want.
Hey,
guys with shake weights. Ew. So he said it too. He doesn't speak much. I don't know. I was feeling on a vibe of being, I don't know who to thank, and we're just here. And I'm a part of this too, equally an individual, but also so important. I felt so important. Like I felt so a part of it all. But I am very much an individual, such an important individual, but also everybody is so equally important. And Sticky Buds knew it, felt it. I felt super connected at Fractal. And I was just saying that I don't know who to thank, and this religion thing, this dancing that we're doing to these leaders, like yearly, which feels so fucking good, so clean, so safe. We're getting on a similar vibration, getting out of our heads in that gross society where like it's rude to tell someone they're pretty often and see more than one person or touch people. Like touch can be bullshit.
Soon.
Appreciate you.
What kind of time frame you got on that?
Hour 8.
Well, I think we should wrap this thing up soon, because that festival's kicking up for the last night, and we're gonna get in there.
We could talk for hours. I think this is so good, unless I'm just high.
Well, here's the
think?
thing. Here's the thing. We're only here for one night, and I have to do a bunch of interviews with people. We got to get out there and meet the people, hang out with the people. And I feel like we could do a part 2 to this podcast up here again tomorrow and just add to this one.
Nice. When are you out of here?
I'm leaving Tuesday.
Okay.
Because I need tomorrow, Monday, to clean up here and get this stuff all back in here and get rid of the trash, the produce, and hightail it out of here on Tuesday. And everyone leaves tomorrow mostly. So I like the chaos, letting itself flow out, and then I'll flow out after
You're
them.
way safer.
Way
chilling.
safer. I know.
Resting.
And it's like the lineups get crazy getting out of here on the highways, the roadblocks.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take an extra day to chill, hang out with the homies, come down from all this overstimulation. That's what this is. Feeds the ADHD feeds.
Which
friggin' hungry, man.
Mixed growth.
Hey.
Mixed growth.
Woo. So yeah, I think we're gonna get out there. We're gonna go check out that vibe.
Let me tell you.
At the festival.
Let me tell you what happened to me last night.
Okay, let's finish off with you telling me the story that we still haven't got out for some reason.
I've been eating mushrooms and liking ketamine and beer, mainly.
Beer. You like your lagers.
Beer
IPAs.
is so dope, and it's sugar. Like, it's the sugar that my body easily processes, etc.
Beer is cool.
Man, last night I tried these mushrooms. They're in a package. They're called Blue Magics or something. I am in a transitional period with some partners in my life, and I'm hanging out with a new person and new people. So exciting. So thankful. And these mushrooms, I've been eating them all week. I eat them all the time. And you gain a tolerance and you get used to them. But I will say I ate a maximum of 2.5 grams. 2.5 grams, people, is not a whole schwack load.
It really should not send you on a big trip.
That should just be intro, because I've been eating them for the whole weekend. So I'm just eating what is given to me. I got some given to me. Eat these. I'm dancing, having a good time, and suddenly I'm in Grizz. It's a lot. I can handle things, but suddenly I gotta get some water. Gotta get out of here. And I'm saying all this stuff to this girl. She doesn't deserve it at all. About my last partner and how it's relating to it, and like salvia, you believe the reality is the trip is what started happening to me with these mushies. I was like, I'm extremely tired. I need to sleep suddenly. It's midnight. I'm extremely tired. I have to go to bed.
Did she go to bed with you?
No, I needed space because I was saying she was like my old partner, and she's, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I know what I need. And I'm like, but
Good
it's just, I need some, and so I'm by myself wandering. I need time. All I'm thinking is I'm crushingly tired, and there's nothing that can stop me. I wish I wasn't so tired. I wish I could go see these people.
I'm good. How are you?
You're beautiful.
It's
Thank you.
Right. It's getting quiet. I'll come down in a minute. Okay.
All I can think, everything in my mind's like, I wish I could go to the stage. I wish I was with that girl. I wish I wasn't so mean. I wish I wasn't all these things, all the paranoia. I'm like, yeah, I'm clearly tired. Don't worry about it. You are just in the state. It's just a time. Just, yeah, it'd be great if you could party. But, you work hard. You're a great guy. So just go to sleep. Take care of yourself. Go to my tent. Lay there. Absolute fucking no sleep for 3 hours. This 2.5 grams of mushrooms. 1.5 grams, or maybe maximum it was 2 of these little cheeky boys. What's going on back there?
I have to go deal with this. Well, I'll just stay right here.
All right.
Go deal with it, and I'll be back.
Yeah, all right. I am so glad that.
All right, so
we got ADHD. We got a guy with ADHD.
I got
no
ADHD.
Judgment.
You're judging me, and I love
busy.
it. Listen,
Who
you
am
told
I?
me
If you didn't want to do insecurities.
You told me about that story about your shroom trip with those blue mushrooms, and I have a very relatable story when I was coming in through those gates. 14-hour wait in the heat, in the filth, like this festival, how dusty it is right now. It is, it's the proof of the heat and the dust and the dirt and the grime. We're on the ground. We're working down dirty low for that bass. Right from the moment we get in that line, right to the moment we hop right back in it and leave. That whole stretch of that week, it is dusty and dirty. That line, my start in that line, got the sun clipper in there. She's clean. Like, this roof is gross now, but she was clean. Sitting there, we're like, okay, first day, we're already dead. Get driving, our line finally moves at like 10 at night. The sun's going down, it's gone, or maybe 9, maybe 8, whatever it was late. And I'm driving, kept my shit together all day. And I'm laying on the air horns on this thing because this thing has semi-like air horns. Bum, bum. Everyone's like, there's bass already. And they were freaking out in the crowd. Like, I had my own, like, this motorhome was a DJ in that lineup with when I blared those air horns. That was music to their ears, and they're cheering, very much like on the Freedom Convoy. People loved air horns. They love the sound of them. It represents freedom. And the trucks that deliver their food. So I'm blaring the air horns, and this guy's like, yeah, everyone's roaring. And this guy comes up with a big bag of mushrooms, and he's like, bro, happy shams. Reach my hand in the bag, pull out the shrooms, give them to a friend. He eats some, and then he gives me the rest, exactly half. And there's about this much in my hand. Maybe 1.52 grams. Yeah, man. Not much at all. I start tripping as I'm going through security. I go through the lineup, pay my ticket, then I loop over to security, come through security, and I'm tripping. Like, I am tripping. And I just smoked some weed before I took the shrooms, and I totally forgot about the shrooms. And I'm like, what was in that weed? I'm like, this is crazy. My hands are going in and out of each other. The patterns around me are getting insane. And then I look over at Josh. He's on the ground. He's heaving. The security officer's being very disrespectful in my little motorhome with their muddy boots. Flying through here, accusing me of all this shit that's not even going on because they found some whippets that God knows why they were even in there. I was making cakes last week in the motorhome. So. Whip, whip, whip. Wow. Yeah, so Josh is heaving. I says, Josh, I'm like, what's going on? He's like, those shrooms are not agreeing with me. I'm like, oh, we took shrooms. I start panicking. Everything was fine.
After security panicking?
Oh,
or
during. Like, yeah. Panicking. Like, why are they going to let me in? Like, I need to be here. These people are amazing. I already had fun here, and this vibe was so good up to this point. Overthought myself on shrooms. I did on acid last night. Finally, they let me go through. I'm upset, but all of a sudden, get back to the vibe, boom, across the field. This place is empty. And I'm coming over here. We're week early at access. Come around here. I see this chick. She's like, why are you here? I'm like, take party. And she's like, my kind of people. She's like, you want to go that way? I'm like, yeah? She's like, yeah, like quick, like fuck off. She's like, you are amazing. I'm like, and the first person I interacted with in the grounds was an absolute freak, and I loved
What time?
It. This is like 8:30 at night.
Okay.
And I see another guy here, he comes up, I'm like, hey man, he's like, that's odd. He had this voice and this accent, and he couldn't speak English much. I'm like, this guy's amazing. And he looks at me, he's like, yeah, and I said something to him, he's like, he didn't understand me. I'm like, happy shams, motherfucker. He's like, happy shams, motherfucker. I'm like, okay. We communicated on that. And that's where I'm going to end that story. It's getting dark. We got to get back to that festival.
Let's kill it.
We should wrap this up.
I'll be telling the story again. It was hectic.
It was hectic.
Talk soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on your podcast. And thank you for...
No, it's our podcast.
Our podcast. So
it's
on your channel.
Tire Roasters Bright.
Put it on my channel if you
Bright Tires. Absolutely.
And thank you for being who you are. You are a guiding light in my life. You are the reason that I am who I am today in a lot of ways. You've helped me calm down, channel my more feminine energy, and get away from a lot of toxic masculine traits I've had in my life. And but
yet still being a very dominant, amazing man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Leader, more selfless, and more creative in this day and age, in my wisdom, my older age. So I've spent a lot of time with you, and the fact that we're here again is, I just love it, man. I fucking love it. Yeah, thank you.
Let's go interview some people.
This guy's a walking didgeridoo. Let's get her done, Colin. Catch you in the next one, folks. That was